Looking up, there's always sky. Rest your head, I'll take you high. We won't fade into darkness. Won't let you fade into darkness.
For every tyrant a tear for the vulnerable. In every loss all the bones of a miracle. For every dreamer a dream was unstoppable. With something to believe in.
You said one day you'll leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me learn how to walk without you. I gotta carry my cross without you. Stuck in a riddle and I'm just about you. I'm going running, climb without you.
So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
I will give to you the love you seek and love. So what are you waiting for? I will give to you the love you seek and love.
We've come a long way since that day. And we will never look back. Yeah, the rain is in the wind. We've come a long way since that day. And we will never look back. Look back at the faded silhouette.
Tuesday I was through with hoping. Wednesday my empty arms were open. Thursday waiting for love, waiting for love. Thank the stars, it's Friday. I'm burning like a fire on wild on Saturday. Yes, I won't be coming to church on Sunday. I'll be waiting for love, waiting for love to come around. Hey, brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. Hey, sister, know the water's sweet, but blood is thicker.
You said to follow me anywhere. Your heart, you
we're not done yet. These are the days we won't regret.
If you wanna see me when the cloud is gone, used to be so easy, can't you see? I could be the one to make you feel that way. I could be the one to set you free.
Cause in the sky full of stars, I think I saw you. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost.
You said that we would always be. Without you, I feel lost at sea. Through the darkness, you'd hide with me. Like the wind, we'd be wild and free. You said you'd follow me anywhere. But your heart to tell me you won't be there. I gotta learn how to love without you. I gotta carry my cross without you. Stuck in the middle and I'm just about to figure it out without you. And I'm not feeling wrong without you. I'm going on without you. I'm not tasting now without you. I'm going body inclined without you.
Do you think about being alone? The things we used to do and used to be. I could be the one to make you feel that way. I could be the one to set you free. Do you think about when the crowd is gone? It used to be so easy, you and me. I could be the one to make you feel that way. I could be the one to set you free.
Looking up, there's always sky. Rest your head, I'll take you high. We won't fade into darkness. Won't let you fade into darkness. While we're now, you'll be safe. Hold my hand, just in case. And we won't fade into darkness. Fade into darkness. No, we won't fade into darkness. Fade into darkness. should know that, baby, you're the best. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know. I saw it coming from miles away. I better speak up if I got something to say, 'cause it ain't over until she sings. You had your reasons, you had a few, but you know that I would go anywhere for you. 'Cause it ain't over until she sings. I just need to get it off my chest. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know. You should know that, baby, you're the best. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know. I just Your good intentions are sweet and pure, but they can never tame a fire like yours. No, it ain't over until she sings. Yeah. Right where you want it, down on my knees. You got me begging, pretty baby, set me free. 'Cause it ain't over until she sings. Come a little closer, let me taste your smile until the morning light. Ain't no going back the way you look tonight. I see it in your eyes. I just need to get it off my chest. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know. You should know that, baby, you're the best. Yeah, more than you know. 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 Yeah, more than you I just need to get it off my chest. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know. You should know that, baby, you're the best. Yeah, more than you know. Yeah, more than you know.
Isn't everything you think so?
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
Upon a hill across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. I still remember how it all changed. Upon a sail,
I lose myself tonight. It will be by your side. I lose myself tonight. If I lose myself tonight, it'll be you and I. Lose myself tonight.
best.
I love TRADECASTer.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder. Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy? 551,000.
That kind of money, it's like you know what you're doing.
Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade. Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hang on.
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200! We got some action right here. $2,000, $760. Okay. If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing. Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people! A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit. $2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're live. And I am absolutely fired up. I'm absolutely jacked up here, people. Jacked up. Jacked up. Team, brand new day. Final trading session of the week. I want every single one of you guys, every single person here at this moment, coming out in the green. There's no excuses. There's no exceptions. You guys don't get to eat again until you make a profit. You don't get to use the bathroom again until you make a profit. We're dialed in here today. And we're staying here until we're all coming out green. That's the way it works here, traders. No excuses. Want to make sure every single person is coming out on top. Every single person is doing what they got to do. There's enough money in the market for every single person here watching to become a billionaire. There's enough money in the market that all of us can work together and we can all get a piece of the pie. There's enough money in this market that we could be able to absolutely crush it, and every single one of us can go into this holiday weekend feeling fantastic. There's no reason why we can't do that. Zero zip, no reason on why we can't be doing this. But traders, we got to talk about it all. We got to break it all on down. We got to make sure every single person is aware and prepared. Aware, prepared, getting ready to go. So, let's make sure that right now, team, if you guys are watching over on YouTube today, smash that thumbs on up. I love you. I appreciate everyone watching over on YouTube. If you guys are watching over on TikTok today, I love you. Smash that thumbs on up. Double tap your live screen right now if you guys are feeling it. If you're feeling what I'm putting out. And if you guys are over on TRADECASTER.com, you guys are just better than everyone else. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? So, team, let's see what we got here today. Today's an interesting day. I'm going to turn off the music right here. Just get ourselves all dialed in now. So, team, we got to talk about how is this day going to wrap on up. There is some very important things that we got to look at. We're going to start off with the S&P 500. So the SPY, the S&P 500 here, traders, how is this day going to end? Now, if anyone does not know, today is the final day of the quarter. Now, what's the quarter? There are 4 quarters throughout every single year. These are breaking up into 3-month spans. 12 months in a year, broken up 4 times, 3-month quarters. Now, this is the final day of the quarter. You want to hear a crazy stat? I'm going to hit you with it if you want to hear it or not. The S&P 500 is now up 10% for the quarter. Traders, this is mind-boggling. Why is that? Because the average S&P 500 return is anywhere between 10 to 11%. So what the S&P 500 is supposed to be doing over the next 12 months has happened in 3 months. Isn't that nuts to be thinking about? We are already, right? We have already reached our average of what we hit throughout 12 months in 3-month span. Pretty nuts to be thinking about. On top of that, traders, we can also take a look over on NVDA. Someone take a guess how big or how high up NVDA is in the first 3 months of 2024. Does anyone know? It is currently up 85% in the first 3 months. Now, what's even more wild is let's add what it gained last year in 2023, 225%. So we are up on NVDA. It's a blue chip stock. It's a blue chip. And it is up almost over 300%. It's over 300%. Imagine if Apple went up 300%, how many millionaires there would be in the world. NVDA has moved up over 300% in the matter of 15 months. Insane. The S&P 500 gained what, 22% last year? And now it's up 10%. We are up over 30%. That's basically 3 years of gains in less than a year and a half. Isn't that kind of nuts to be having those stats right here? Now, obviously, what's the big thing about this, traders? My mind is screaming. It is. My mind is screaming, guys, and it's getting a little bit crazy in here. It's getting a little chaotic, I'll be honest. What is screaming at this moment is this has to be one of the biggest scams in the stock market history. That's basically what it's screaming. When I take a look over on the S&P 500 on the monthly chart, and I see that basically we have been going straight up. We have been now going straight up for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row. The S&P 500 has gained 3 years of gains in the matter of a year and a half. NVDA has looked like a penny stock. NVDA has gone straight on up like if it's a penny stock play. We have anything that even says the word artificial intelligence going straight on up. SMCI, the #1 top gainer of this year, has gone from $200 to over $1,200. You say the word AI, you're going to be rich. You buy anything in the stock market, you're going to be rich. That's how it feels at this moment. But there's part of my mind here that's still saying, hey, when's the pullback? So, traders, we got to think about this in 2 different ways. Number 1, we have to realize that a pullback will happen. It will. Let's not be ridiculous. A pullback in this market will happen. But I know people have tried to time this before. People have tried to time a pullback in October, in November, in December, in January, in February, and now in March. And every single person that has tried to time the pullback has lost. Every single person of it. You know why? Because the market just keeps going higher and higher and higher. So if we want to think about this in an investment fundamental term, a fundamental way, and I see the S&P 500 up so high, yes, it will turn. But in the short term, as in maybe today, it might just keep going up even higher and higher and higher. This is the tough thing about the market right now. We know it's overbought. We know that this is not sustainable. We know that this is not going to be able to hold up in any sort of way. But at the same time, traders, in the short term, as in let's trade today, guess what? The market is consistently just going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So that's what's so nuts about this at this moment, traders, is that we are just continuously and watching this market go up. And even though we want to do puts, is that the correct move? Is that the smart move to actually go after and do these puts here? So the S&P 500, we want to see how well this is going to hold and if we're going to start cracking and falling. So there's 2 ways that we could trade this if we want to be a put trader today, guys. Okay, here's the daily chart. As we all know, there's 2 ways that you could be able to trade this. Number 1 is that the S&P 500, we are going to be watching for the dump of this channel. The dump of this channel, which would be right here, if we ever did fall off this ledge, we have so much room to be able to fall on down. We're talking about where is the actual crack on the S&P 500 going to be? Most likely it's going to be, or it's going to happen when the channel cracks. As of now, this channel though is still strong. We have not seen an area where we have gone underneath this purple line. Every time we have hit this purple line, we have bounced off of it. So when we eventually go underneath this line, think about how many stop losses are going to be hit. Think about how many people are going to say, oop, that's it. Think about how many people are going to jump in on shorts. How many people are going to be looking for the reversal? So one very simple and easy way to trade is when this purple line cracks, go ahead and jump in. Unfortunately, this purple line isn't until about 518, which wouldn't be until about a $5 drop, which makes it pretty realistic that it wouldn't be happening today, okay? But what's an area that we could be looking for put contracts if we want to? Well, the put contracts also would be at the top of this line. As you guys can see, every time we have hit the top here, we've also have been rejected and we have fallen back on down, making this a channel as we basically just go back and forth. But again, a little unrealistic, as this top purple line would be all the way on up towards above the price of $5.30. So are we going to fall $5 today? Most likely not. Are we going to spike $6 today? Most likely not. So where is the S&P 500 honestly going to take us today? The number one price point that you guys want to be watching today is going to be the record high. Now, the little sign up, guys, if you guys are watching over on YouTube, again, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up. I'll make a deal with you guys right now. If it's the final trading session of the week, if we get over 150 likes over on YouTube, I will go live all day. Same exact thing over on TikTok. TikTok, double tap this. If we get over 3,000 viewers over on TikTok, I'll go live for the rest of the morning. But how to do that is double tap the screen, give it engagement, and again, it'll pop up on other people's algorithms. So, little heads on up. If you guys do that, double tap it. If you guys share it, if you guys like it, I will go live. We'll see where we're at in the next 15 minutes. All right? So let's see what we're doing. But the number one price point I want you guys focused on today is going to be over on, let's go right here. Let's go to a 30-minute time frame, the record high. The record high is right here. We can see we came on up towards the price of 524. We got rejected. We came up to 524, we got rejected, and now guess what? We are going to be looking to run back up towards around that price of 524. That is going to be the target. That is going to be the goal. That is going to be the idea that every single trader should be focusing on at this 524 mark. So the S&P 500, the record high that we have, 524.11. If we can break through 524.11, that is where things are going to start getting extremely crazy. That's where things are going to start, picking on up steam. Most likely, we are going to spike up towards around 523.80 or 90 and have a pullback from there. If we break through 524.11, we will have our next leg on up. So I'll show you exactly as like how a trader is going to perceive this. Okay, guys, let's get dialed in here. Okay, I'm going to make sure everyone is dialed. So let's think about it as both sides. We're going to start off with a put trader. Okay, then we'll do it as a call trader. So as a put trader, we know that we have massive resistance. At what area? Massive resistance right here, massive resistance right here, massive resistance right here. This, of course, is going to be the record high area. What do you think is going to happen as the S&P 500 shoots up this morning? We are going to see a lot of people take profits right here, people take profits right here, people take profits right here, and then guess what? We could easily see it reverse back on down. There are many times that we start fading and falling and form a cup and handle pattern. Has anyone ever seen a cup and handle pattern before, where we essentially have like one of these U shapes and then we get a little bit of a pullback back on down? So let me again type that on out, cup and handle pattern. And I'll show you guys some examples on, what I mean. We could just head right on over to Google here, type in cup and handle pattern. And a lot of times when we have a cup and handle, it's basically like a U-shaped pattern, and then we have a pullback, right? So that's the easiest way to be able to think about it. It's just, when we have this nice U-shaped pattern, and then we have a pullback. Most likely what I think is going to happen is we're going to have this U-shaped pattern, and then we're going to have a pullback. And most likely this pullback, which I would like of today, would be connecting this low to this lower high, to this lower high, to this lower high, and really give us some sort of uptrend, right? That would be the goal right here. So I would like to see this market move on up, hit this area, fade back on down, and then we could be able to get out somewhere when we connect the dots here to be able to find that best overall entry. So we could see connecting these dots, boom, that's going to basically be our target on puts after being rejected right next to record highs. We do know, though, if we break this record high, guess what could happen? Buyers can come flooding all the way on in. So let me give you guys the perfect game plan right now if you guys are interested on puts. Okay, perfect game plan for if you guys want to get involved in puts. If you want to enter this play, wait until we get up towards around the price of 524. 524 here, 524.10, 523.90, enter, 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 enter. The best case scenario is that we are going to get filled, not break the record high, and then fade all the way back on down towards this trend line. But we have to be a smart trader. We must be putting a stop loss right here, right here, right here. So the thing is, traders, if we lose today on puts, If we do puts today and we take a loss, what is our max loss? That depends on how many puts you're going to buy, but I'm just going to say as the average trader. Let's say a small account trader, let's make this so we can only lose at most $200, okay? But if let's say we actually get the fall and the drop and the fade, we are going to be able to make $2,000. So when I am trading, I'm always looking to get in at strong reversal areas. If I do get the reversal, guess what? We're going to make a lot of money. If I don't get the reversal, guess what? I'm going to only lose a little bit of money. Let me show you guys an example of what I mean by this. If for anyone who was not here yesterday, I was able to make $2,221 in the market. So this is my P&L from yesterday. Can you guys see how I won $1,600? Can you guys see how I won $677? But can you see how my loss was $112? This is how to trade the stock markets. Realize that if you realize that every trade that you get involved in, you can always maximize your reward and minimize your risk. How do we do that? Just like me showing you here. The trade worked out, so I made $1,600. The trade worked out, so I made another $600. The one trade that lost, I had a stop loss where I got out right away because it wasn't working in my favor. So if you want to do a put contract right now, make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll, and get ready to go there. Now, what else do we need to be focusing on, traders? Let's say we want to be calls today. Dek, I don't want to go against this market. You even said that this market is sky high. You even said that this market is spiking up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Let's see how much more this play has left towards it. Remember, guys, if you guys are watching right now, double tap that live screen. Give it a thumbs on up. Help me again. Get this thing going. Let's get this day started. And if we're looking for calls today, all right, guys, I want to look for calls. Where do you think is the best entry? Well, best entry is going to be the break of the record high, where we could see that next leg on up, or a pullback at the start of the day where we could get a nice little bounce and then work itself on up. The last thing I ever want you guys to do is just to buy in randomly at the start of the day and say, I hope it works out. That's not what you want. I hope it works out means you are ready to throw away your money. You're ready to throw it away. You want to always be getting in at supports or always be getting in at resistance. We can clearly all see there was a bounce play here, a bounce play here, a bounce play here, a bounce play here. Most likely, there will be some sort of bouncing off that purple line when it comes up to it. We can also see how this is the record high right here. There will be most likely some sort of reversal as you come up towards this area right here. There's great odds for a bounce at the purple line. There's great odds for a reversal at the red line. If we break the red line, we have a breakout. If we crack the purple line, we have a sell-off. But regardless, this is where the buying volume is going to come in. So the last thing I want you guys to be doing is basically from here to here is the no-go zone. Okay? Everyone say that 10 times fast. The no zone. The no-go zone. So, traders, that is what I want you guys to realize is we don't want to be getting in when we are basically having an opportunity to just kind of chop around. We want to avoid the chop around area. We are either going to be looking to get in low for bounces, we're going to be either look to get in high for reversals, or we're looking in high for breakouts, the breaks of resistance, or the lows for the cracks of support. That is going to be the idea of today. Traders, for anyone who does not know either, today is the final trading day of the week. Being the final trading day of the week, I want every single person to understand that volume is going to deplete rather quickly. We are going to see traders basically say to themselves, hey, guys, markets, I'm getting ready to go travel. I'm getting ready to do this. We do have Good Friday coming on up. We do have Easter Sunday coming on up. With those events happening, we are going to see people wrap up their day early today, might go out, may go to their grandmas, may go to their wife's cousins, brothers. I don't know. People travel around for different holidays and different, again, three-day weekends. So we do see volume tend to fade off as day goes on, as the market goes on. Now, sometimes with volume fading on off, that usually leads to the S&P 500 fading off as well. But in this morning session, we should have high volume, we should have high volatility, we should have high action. So I want to see if we're going to be able to do that, to see if we're going to be able to get any sort of break and be able to get any sort of spikes. So what else are we going to be watching today? Well, not only are we going to be watching the S&P 500, but guys, we also got to be keeping our eyes peeled over on SMCI. SMCI, the most active play in the stock market in 2024. Traders, I do have an idea over on SMCI. You guys know what I've been focusing on, and I think a lot of you guys can see it. Here is SMCI over on the daily chart. I think the play and the pattern that I have been looking for is finally turning into fruition, and we are starting to see a little bit of this drop. What is the pattern that I'm looking for right here, team? Give you guys a hint. It's body parts. Body parts, guys. And it is shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. That's what we're going to be looking for. So when we take a look over here, we can see our left shoulder, we could see our head, we could see our right shoulder, and we could see our sell-off. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sell-off. Everyone good? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sell-off. Take a look at the chart. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, getting ready for a possible upcoming sell-off in the next day or two. Might not happen today, but I definitely think it'll be coming in the next week or so, where we do have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, get ready for the sell-off. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, get ready for the sell-off. So that is something I am looking for over on SMCI, to see if this play is going to be able to get that big rip, be able to get that big run, and be able to get that next leg. So, super pumped on up over on this play. Remember, guys, I said over on YouTube, get 150 likes and I will be staying on. You guys are at 112 right now. I also said on TikTok, double tap the live stream to get it more engagement. I said if you guys get over 3,000 views, and we're at 2,175. You guys have 5 minutes for me to get to those levels. So we're all set, ready to go if you want me to stay live throughout this morning. So traders, what else do we have going on today? We also have a lot of great penny stock action. Take a look over here. Let's go to the penny stock world. We have a lot of hype and a lot of action here. AVTX. AVTX has gone from $5, spiked all the way up towards around $25. We also have XLO, which has gone from 60 cents all the way up to $3, which is very nice to be able to see. BDRX from $1 to $1.60. CZU, which is very solid as well, which has gone from $11 up towards around $16. We are seeing some action here today. Let's find out which plays are the best, which plays have the most activity, which ones are going to be the money makers. Letting every single trader know right now, AVTX is going to be one of the most active stocks at the bell. AVTX had an acquisition last night. It's acquiring another company, which means it's gaining assets, it's gaining more revenue streams, it's becoming a more solidified company, and it is now a more valuable company. AVTX from $4 up to $25, then dropped on down to $16, back on up to $23. It is going to be an active mover. You could easily get a $1, $2, $3 short betting against the company. You could also get a $1, $2, $3 pop going with the company back up to $22. As you guys can see on the news scanner right here, you can see AVTX. AVTX had filings. You guys can see AVTX currently up 292%, does have our filings, and we're all good to go. So this is a good, credible press release that I definitely want traders to be on top of and be aware of. XLO. XLO is calming down a little bit. So I don't want you guys focusing too much on that, but XLO did have a press release talking about a partnership. XLO partnered with GILD, just like GILD partnered with XLO. Partnership and agreement is going to be our 3-star words here. So 3-star words, which is bringing in some hype. What I really want you guys focusing more on is going to be AVTX at the bell, but also keep your eyes peeled over on CZU. CZU, guys, this is a play that does not have any sort of news behind it, but I will say it does have what I call the masterpiece pattern. The masterpiece pattern is when we have the 200-day moving average. See this red line getting smaller and smaller and smaller. See the 50-day moving average, see the 13 EMA. Basically what's going on here, I'm going to try to make this a little bit tighter so everyone can see it, is that we are having a squeeze. We're having a squeeze between the 50-day and we're having a squeeze between the 13 EMA, and that squeeze right here is leading towards that pop. This squeeze right here is leading towards this rip. This squeeze right here is leading towards this run on up. So that squeeze is what is bringing in a lot of hype and being able to bring in a lot of attention here. So that is going to be definitely, the main focus and something that we want to be on top of and be ready for. Guys, the market opens up in 1 minute. Let's see where we're at here. Guys, I asked for 150 likes on YouTube. You guys give me 146. Can 4 more people like YouTube so I can go ahead and stay live over on YouTube right now? Right now over on TikTok, we are slightly short. We still need a few more people over on TikTok. So either like it, double tap it. I'll give you guys a few more moments, but let's get our scanners all set, ready to go here. So right now, I want to make sure we are all good, ready to go on this final trading session of the week. I'm trying to come out on top. I'm trying to come out and be able to make some money. Let's see here, guys. TikTok, we're coming up to our target. Double tap that screen, and there we go, guys. We got up over 150 likes over on YouTube. Shout out to you guys. We're staying live here for the final trading session. So we're staying live here, final trading session. Everyone, give yourself a little round of applause. Let's get ready to rock. Let's get ready to go, and let's see what this day brings us here, of course. Getting ready to take it on together. So, S&P 500 team, let's give it a little bit of time. Let's see which way this market's going to be going right at the start. But we do know that the S&P 500, the higher this one goes up towards around that record high, the better opportunity we're going to be able to have for that reversal. Best case scenario would be that pop on up towards 523, 60, 70, 90, 524, then the reversal back on down. So we are watching to see, can we be able to get that quick little pop right at the start of the day, start getting some action for us. We're also, I definitely want you guys also watching SMCI. Team, SMCI has been extremely active every morning. So if you guys want to make a quick dollar, SMCI is your party play, okay? Take a look right here. SMCI, I just want to kind of extend this on out. This is making it a little bit tricky, a little bit tough here. SMCI has been on a downtrend the last 3 days. The last 3 days, we started off big spike, big dump. End of the day, big dump. You guys can see start of the day, big dump. The thing that I want you guys to realize is that after the first hour of the market, stocks really aren't even worth trading. I only trade typically the first hour, hour and a half every single day. Just take a look at SMCI as an example. The first hour and a half, we have tons of action. Then it basically slows on down. There's no action all day. Then the last hour gets very hot. Take a look at yesterday. Yesterday, first hour and a half, very hot. Then we slow on down. End of the day, you get a little bit of a pop. So many traders lose because they don't realize that you only can trade during specific times. The start of the day, the first 90 minutes. The end of the day, the last 90 minutes. The start of the day is when we have action, we have activity, we have enthusiasm, we have hot new press releases, we have traders saying, I can't wait for today. The end of the day, people are getting out of positions, getting into positions. Everyone's saying, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. We see action. From the times of 11 o'clock to really 2:30, Eastern Coast, right? We don't really have too much volume. We don't have too much attention because all the morning hype is now gone and people are holding their plays or not in on the plays until the afternoon. So please remember, if you guys are a trader, you want to be trading in that first hour and a half and the last hour and a half. You don't want to be getting involved in plays, in the middle of the day where there's no volume. S&P 500 traders still watching this. Dek, what was that area for that dip buy and bounce play mark? Let's go ahead and take a look. Remember, we could go all the way down towards 518, but that's a little bit too low for us. We do want to go over towards, I'm trying to see what exactly was the correct time frame. 5-minute chart. And we got a bounce play right here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be right around that 522.60-ish mark. So you guys can see what? Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Great odds. We see some sort of bounce right around 522.75 to 522.60. So just playing the odds. That's all I'm doing here. I'm not trying to be anything. That's something I want you guys to realize. I don't want to be like a superstar here, right? Where it's like, okay, Dek's doing the impossible. Dek's doing the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. Guys, that's not what a lot of my trading is. A lot of my trading is by having probability, by having facts, by having evidence, by having a credibility where I can back up everything. If I see that we have consolidation and we have a bounce and we have a bounce and we have a bounce, there's great odds that we're going to be able to bounce right here. Right? The way I think about, past chart history pattern a lot of times, and this is just me and my weird mind, is I do think about it a lot of times as your record as a person. Let's say you have a criminal record, okay? You have a criminal record and you are interviewing someone who has a criminal record where they have been fired from their last 5 jobs. They got fired here, okay? Why? Well, because they were stealing. and they got fired here. Why did they get fired? Because they were killing other employees. Okay, a little intense. They got fired here. Why did they get fired here? Because they stole the company car and they went on a joyride. They got fired from their last job right here. Why was that? Because they were doing illegal activities. Okay, a lot of crazy stuff. Now it's Europe. This man is sitting, or this woman is sitting right in front of you and saying, hey, you know what? I'll be better, I promise. Would you hire this person? Well, as you can see, from past, guess what? It's going to be someone that I'm going to say very politely so I don't, wake up dead. I'm going to say, hey, I just don't think this job is working out for you. It's just because, obviously, the past chart history pattern. We've had our chances. 1 chance, 2 chance, 3 chance, 4 chance to be able to get that sell-off. We haven't gotten that sell-off. So most likely, we're not going to see that sell-off at this moment. That's sometimes how I think about it in my mind, by kind of thinking, these plays have personalities. These moments right here have personalities. So we definitely want to be keeping our eyes peeled. S&P 500, possible dip buy and bounce play. If you guys are interested on calls at 522.70. What else do we have here? AVTX, still watching AVTX. See if this one's going to be able to squeeze its way on up. Remember, AVTX, this one did acquire another company, gaining employees, gaining assets, gaining revenue streams, making their company overall, the evaluation much bigger. So we can see AVTX right here, $17 straight up towards around 20 bucks. Just like that, within 3 minutes, we got a lot of action. XLO, anything. XLO is starting to get weaker. We do have CZU though. CZU is the play that I call the masterpiece pattern. This stock has been, again, slightly moving itself on up from the squeeze setup right here, trying to go between the 50-day and 13 EMA. There is no news behind it, but it does have squeeze potential. So we want to stay ready, want to stay alert. How is SMCI? SMCI, guys, is a crazy one. The biggest thing about SMCI is today will be the best entry. You might say, Dek, what do you mean by today will be the best entry? I already showed you guys that I do believe that SMCI is setting itself up in a head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart, right? I've showed you guys this. I'll show you guys though one more time. We could see here's the left shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder. If you guys need a little bit more of clarity on this, it is right here where we have our shoulder, we have our head, here's our other shoulder forming, and that is going to lead towards an ultimate sell-off. We could see the same exact thing, of course, where we have typical head and shoulders pattern, where we have left shoulder, we have head, we have right shoulder, and then we have a sell-off. You see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sell-off. And here's the actual chart where we do have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then, of course, we're getting ready for the sell-off. But what can you guys realize? What you guys can see, or maybe did not see, is we do have that 13 EMA. This green line, the 13 EMA, is one of my go-to indicators. Now, if you guys are saying, Dek, I have no idea what the 13 EMA is, again, there's not more I can do for you guys, because guess what? I literally posted a video over on my YouTube a couple times. I did this 1 year ago, the best stock trading indicators of 2023. And I also did this actually last week. If you guys go to my videos, you guys can see 1 day ago, the best stock trading indicators of 2024. So if you guys have not watched this, it goes over how the 13 EMA works. So make sure, of course, you guys go ahead and check all this good stuff on out. Now, with that being stated here, team, what we have at this moment is we have SMCI. We want to be watching. We want to be focused on this play. We want to make sure that every single trader is dialed in. We do have the 13 EMA, which is showing us when we're considered bullish and when we're considered bearish. So the thing is, guys, when are we considered bullish? When are we considered bearish? We are bearish as long as we are underneath this 13 EMA. So let me ask you guys something. If you guys realize, whenever we are above this green line, we are considered more bullish, which means there's more buyers over on this play. You guys can recognize that right here. So let's just kind of trace this line here. You guys can trace this line and realize, okay, when I buy this play, I don't have to worry about any red days. I don't need to worry about any green days. As long as you stay above this green line here, you can just keep holding day after day after day. It's the #1 indicator I use to know when to hold swing trades. So you guys can see we did get a little crack right here, but you can see we're holding. And then what happened when we finally got that dump? When we got that sell-off that actually led to a big crack. The 13 EMA basically tells us, are we bullish or are we bearish? And right now we are sitting right at a very tough area on the 13 EMA, which is, are we going to get a bounce back on up or are we going to reverse on down? To me, it does look like there's a great chance that we could reverse on down here in the near future with the head and shoulders pattern. So I definitely want to make sure everyone's all alert and ready for that. Still watching SMCI closely. You know what's SMCI at this moment? We're just still sitting on this play, 5-minute time frame, watching to see if it's going to be able to hold that 1010 mark. So, man, I'm fired up here. Arf! Arf, arf, arf! Fired up, ready to go. I see someone making fun of me over in chat saying, Dek, you're using paint? LOL, paint? Guys, if anyone does not know, paint is the secret sauce here. Okay, so for anyone that, says, oh, Dek, how do you do all your outlines and all your trades and everything? Yeah, guess what? I use this very free software right here called a Paintski. And you know what I do? I, again, draw all my trend lines over here. Looking at my trends right here, going at the top, put that over in a red, show me that we have that top area right there. I'm going to, again, grab another trend line, put this over on the bottom. Put this right here, give me a good idea. I could be able to adjust it, be able to recognize where support, where resistance is at. I could be able to, again, grab some top areas and really get a better visualization of where we're starting to have our reversals, where we're having our bottoms. So, hey, we don't always need the most fancy equipment just to be able to figure out which way a stock is going. I am a believer at times when it comes down to what you pay for is what you get. At times, I do believe that. But I also think that there are times that people are ripping you off on different scanners and different things along those lines just so you could say you're Mr. Fancy Pants. I'm okay with rocking Windows 98 at this time and saying, okay, let's see what we got over on Paint because trend lines are trend lines, baby. It don't change. It don't change. So we're all good here. And you know what I do over lunchtime sometimes? Sometimes I whip off, pinball off in Windows 98. Sometimes I play a little bit of that Minecraft, Minesweeper. Right? We get after it here. Little heads on up. SMCI starting to get a little bit of a drop. We got SMCI still watching this play. We have not missed anything yet. The S&P 500, have we done anything? The answer is no. Have we missed anything over on SMCI? Have we missed anything? The answer is no. Some people have it in their mind. They play a game against themselves, guys. Right? Some people play a game against themselves, which is I want to make as much money as I possibly can in the shortest amount of time. Sometimes that bell rings at 9:30 and then guess what happens? Everyone starts going nuts. Everyone starts going crazy. Everyone starts saying, I got to make as much money as I possibly can. Why? Why do we have to make as much money as we possibly can within the first 60 seconds? We have 8 hours that the stock market is open. You literally, okay, you guys ready for this? You guys ready for the name of the game here? The name of the game is you guys have 6 hours to be able to find one stock that when you buy into it, it's either going to go up or down. That's the name of the game. People put too much pressure on themselves and say, ooh, I got to be able to make money in the stock market. Ooh, this is so hard. It's not that hard. All you guys have to be able to do is find one play within a 6-hour time frame out of 9,000 different options that when I jump in on it, it's going to go up. So wait for predictability. Wait for a bounce play. Wait for momentum. Wait for something along those lines. Find an opportunity where you are going to be able to make that money. That's what I want you guys to do. So, lesson learned here today, guys, is don't play with yourself. Okay? Don't play the game of, my mind's getting a little frazzled after that one. Okay? Hey, let's just move on. Let's just move on, people. Okay? Let's just move on with this game talk. Starting to lose it already. Okay? Woo! Team, let's get after it here. Take a little sip of water. Let's get ourselves all dialed in here. Let's go here. You guys know what I was referring to. You guys know I was talking about the game, the self game that you play every single day. Things were getting a little out of hand there. All right. SMCI, nice rip so far. SMCI, starting to get this nice move. Renard, I am deleting that GIF instantly. So Renard, I have to get rid of this GIF. You're crossing a boundary here, Renard. So we are going to delete that GIF and we are going to move on with our stock trading right now. Okay, that one was a little far here, buddy. SMCI, nice little rip, nice little pop, a nice little play right here. So SMCI starting to get this pop. Dek, how high can SMCI go? Well, why is SMCI going right now? Because number one, S&P 500. S&P 500 is starting to move itself on up right now. Now, with the S&P 500 moving on up, we also have probably NVDA moving on up. NVDA is the leader of the AI hype. As long as NVDA moves on up, SMCI is going to follow it. So one way to be able to trade SMCI, which is a more active version almost now of NVDA, is just say when NVDA turns, go ahead and watch SMCI turn. When NVDA spikes, SMCI is going to spike. So what you can do is look at, okay, right now, NVDA has support at 90160. 90160 is the 13 EMA. Where did we just bounce off of? We did just bounce off of, we were all the way on down towards 892 here. So 892.47 came on down. We actually just broke right back above that 13 EMA of that 901.60 mark. 901.60, 13 EMA would definitely be an area that I'm going to be watching very closely. Notice how we have bounce off the 13 EMA, bounce off the 13 EMA, bounce off the 13 EMA. If we stay above 901.60, great. If you go underneath 901.60, bearishness is going to start taking on over. We are watching NVDA, we are watching S&P 500, we are watching SMCI. So we're still watching, we're still having the same game plan on every single one of these moves here, traders. And remember, what's the ultimate goal for calls today? Guys, if you are a buyer, your ultimate goal is to see the S&P 500 hit a brand new record high. The S&P 500 brand new record high, 30-minute time frame. You guys can see right here, 524.16. The closer the S&P 500 gets to 524.16, the better chance we're going to have for put contracts. Remember, team, if you want to do a put contract and bet against the market, you are waiting for this. I'm just writing out this game plan one more time, is you are going to enter right underneath the record high. You're going to enter right at the record high, and then you're going to have stop losses right above this. So the worst case scenario is we get filled and then our stop loss gets hit, and we are going to lose $300. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is that we hit the record high as we did right here, right here, right here, and we come crashing all the way back on down. And if that does happen, well, now instead of losing $300, we can make $4,000. So basically, we are making 12 times more than what we're willing to lose. That's a pretty amazing bet right there. If I am willing to have a stop loss at the top resistance line, if I take a loss, that's part of the game, guys. You need to understand that. If you jump in with smart entries, with limited risk and maximum reward, that's where you're going to profit the most. But if you guys, again, jump in and you just keep holding and losing and holding and losing, that's when you guys blow up your accounts. This is how I always trade. I'm actually going to be posting a lesson on my YouTube tomorrow, showing you guys exactly how to be buying with always coming out in the green once you're in the green. So the thing is, traders, make sure you guys are watching that. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And obviously, I practice what I preach. I want to make sure that every single trade that I make, I'm always coming out more green than red. Just like yesterday. I made $2,221. I lost $112. I won $1,600. I won $677. Notice how my loss is basically 20 times almost less than my biggest win. Notice how my loss is 4 times less than my win. So I was able to make this big win while not always being correct, but when I'm incorrect, I get out quickly. So that is going to be something that's very important. Guys, SPY coming on up. We could definitely be watching for S&P 500 to top this resistance line and turn. Or on top of that, guys, we watch SMCI to be able to spike on up and also look for that possible turn. So we do have a couple opportunities here. Now, if we want to, we could also go with the call side and run up another, 50 cents or so. So traders, I want to show you the exact entries that you guys can be doing. You guys ready for this? S&P 500. Let's talk about some exact entries. Let's talk about an exact game plan that we could be able to kind of get dialed in here. So 30-minute time frame, bring this thing on back. Want to make sure everyone can be able to see this. Awesome. So we know that this top area is going to be at 524.16. Okay, great. Where could some entries start being? So we are going to be coming on up towards 524.16 in the near future. I'm going to draw this out here for a second so everyone can get a good idea of what you guys can be doing. This is going to be our resistance. Okay, this is going to be 524. If you guys want to get, let's say 10 contracts, we see that the S&P 500 is creeping up. This is the way you guys want to do this. Get 3 contracts, all right? Enter 3 contracts right around the price of, let's go with 523.80. We got 3 contracts. Deck, why 523.80? In case we hit and we start turning back on down. Then let's add another 3 contracts at the price of 524. And if it hits right here, guess what? It starts falling back on down. And then let's add another last little 3 contracts up near the record high. And the record high right here, as we know, is going to be at the price of 524.16. So that's our last 3 contracts. And now our average is not at 523.80. Our average is going to be slightly right next to that 524 mark. So our average, since we got in on multiple entries, is going to be right along this area. The only issue that we have to have is have a stop loss here. So basically, we are going to have 9 contracts, and we're going to have a hard stop loss if we ever break the record high. So guess what a lot of traders just did? A lot of traders basically just did this strategy, scaling in, getting ready for the reversal as we come up to the top. Guess what we just had? We just had a very nice spike. We did not get up to the first entry of 523.80, but notice how we did just get a big red candle. The reason why we got a big red candle is because people are scared. People are scared to be able to spike up towards those record highs. Go back over to the 30-minute time frame. What happened when we touched the record high? We came dumping on down. What happened when we touched the record high again? We came dumping on down. What happened when we try to break the record high again? We came crashing all the way on down. So you guys can see how we got this monster dump. People are taking profits whenever we get near that top because they're scared they're going to get dumped on. The only way you're not going to get dumped on is if all of a sudden a big buying rush comes flying on through and we break that record high. But right now, anywhere between 523.50 up to the record high, puts are going to keep trying to turn this. Sellers are going to lock in profits. And the only way that you are going to get squeezed, of course, is if you break a record high. But as we know, at the record high, we are going to be having a stop loss. So it doesn't even matter. You guys can be able to, obviously it matters in the sense of we don't want to take a big loss, but we know we're going to keep every single loss as small and as limited as possible, right? So, want to make sure that you guys understand that and you guys are all good, ready to rock and roll. Guys, fired on up. Going to be exciting, going to be absolutely great. We are still trying to build on up here a little bit, making sure everyone has a game plan. Can I ask the chat rooms right here? Can I ask TRADECASTER? Can I ask Discord? Can I ask YouTube? Can I ask TikTok? Is everyone at this point starting to formulate some sort of game plan? Does everyone here have a game plan on SMCI? Does everyone here have a game plan over on the S&P 500? Does everyone here have an idea? Do you want to do calls up to the record highs and look to see if you have a break? Or do you guys want to do puts at the record highs back on down? So you want to be able to figure out that game plan that you really like on saying, all right, Dek, I'm either going to do calls when we break the record high. I'm going to do calls now up to the record high. I'm going to wait for a pullback and then do calls. Or I'm going to do a put contract at the record high. I'm going to wait for a quick little break, then pull back down, go with momentum down towards, again, some new lows on puts. Wait until we crack back on down, then do puts at a new low of the day. Think of what works for you and where your confidence is at and where you can scale in on these plays. SMCI. You guys could say to yourself, all right, hey, SMCI, I know that this market is this is following the SPY, which follows NVDA. I want to see SMCI. Maybe back underneath the VWAP, we get weaker. Maybe back underneath the 13 EMA, we start fading on down. You can give it some time. Remember, all you need sometimes is 1, 2, 3 trades. I already showed you guys my P&L from yesterday. My P&L from yesterday, I traded 3 times. Not 22 times, 3 times, made $2,200. A lot of times the stock market is like a casino in the way that the longer you are there, the more exposure you have to risk. If I sit down with $100,000 and play one hand of $100,000 and I win, I get $100,000 and I walk away, that's the best winner that you could be. You put one big hand in, you win that one big hand, you walk away, you're good. Right? The pit boss is saying, no, come back. We'll give you a free buffet. We'll give you whatever. Right? That's their scheme to keep you there. Same exact thing with the stock market. The stock market, if I make 1, 2 trades and I'm up $2,200, go out and enjoy your day. Go out and go lifting. Go out and go karting. Go out and go play golfing. Go out and spend time with your family, your friends, your wife, your husband, whatever it may be. I like to be able to make my trades count, not by quantity, but by quality of my trades. Making 1, 2, 3 trades, especially on the final day of the week, that I know, hey, I'm going to be coming out on top, and that's where I'm going to be able to be successful. So that's going to be extremely important for every single trader so that you guys are all good. Also, team, I do want to sneak this in here very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want to just throw that out there. Little heads on up here, traders, for every single person. We are having a free New York City pop-up. This is a bar lounge rooftop that everyone can be able to come on up towards. Obviously, if you guys want to be able to get food or drinks or anything like that, you guys can purchase that there. But I am going to be in New York City on April 12th at the Lounge 230 and the 5th rooftop bar. So just all you got to do is pay the door fee to obviously come on up, and we are inviting every single trader to come on out here, guys. So maybe 10 people are going to show up, maybe 1,000 people are going to show on up. But it is going to be April 12th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm inviting everyone to be able to come on out, say hi, network, meet other traders. We're basically just going to be able to have this whole entire rooftop right here just full of stock traders and investments. So I'm basically just trying to make a little fun pop-up event in 2 Fridays from now, April 12th, 2:30 in the 5th rooftop bar and lounge. And it's going to be from 5 to 7. That's when I'm going to be there. It's an awesome place. I go there a lot, and I want everyone to be able to come on through, enjoy it. Come check it on out. 2 Fridays away from now, and stop by, meet some traders, meet myself, talk it up, grab a drink, have some food, whatever you want. And every single person is invited to be able to come on through. So if you guys want to, I'll see you guys in New York City in 2 weeks from now, and be able to meet you guys all there. So I want to make sure you guys are all good here. I'm excited about that. Traders, SMCI starting to get a little bit weaker right now. SMCI starting to fade back on down at this time. SMCI still watching, still waiting at this time. Seeing if this play is going to be able to spike. Dek, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I am coming on up to 48. 48 years old. I've been doing this, so not too bad. I look pretty fantastic, if you might ask me. You know, so got a lot of years of knowledge. Right now it's 9:55 in the market. 5 minutes away till 10 o'clock. Let's see what we have here. I'm just kidding, guys. I am 30. I am 30 years old. I don't know. I thought maybe if I said 48, it would sound a little bit, more sophisticated. Okay, this guy's been putting in. He's aging. He's aging like fine wine, right? That's kind of, that was the kind of the vibe I was going for. But I'm 30. Guys, let's see what we have. Any sort of news today at 10 o'clock. We do have Thursday, March 28th, 10 o'clock, pending home sales, and 10 o'clock consumer sentiment. So 10 o'clock, still watching this right here. So we are keeping our eyes peeled here, making sure that we're all good. Guys, the reason why I said that as well is there's definitely like one 47-year-old in the chat room, 48-year-old, that definitely is probably self-conscious about, how they're starting to look a little bit older. And then me just hitting them with, oh yeah, I'm 48. And them just saying, damn, what the heck is that guy doing? So basically, that joke that I just did was maybe for 1% of all viewers that are watching. But for that 1% that was watching, I just made their heart drop into their stomach and say, man, what is that guy doing differently that I'm not? Because he's looking way younger than I am. So for the 1% that was towards, you're welcome. Okay? SMCI, guys, starting to get a little bit weaker. Guys, I love how this one's getting a little bit of that weakness, still fading. Also, the S&P 500 is almost still just kind of sitting around the same areas here. All I want to be able to get is that nice move. Nikki, I would have gave it to you, buddy. I would have gave it to you, Nikki. Guys, SMCI is definitely getting a little bit weaker here, and I am always down to be able to trade SMCI. It's the fastest mover in the market right now. SMCI is always one of the quickest and fastest plays where you could be able to make the most amount of money. You can also, on the other side, lose the most amount of money, but it's a play that you can be able to get a lot of potential on. We haven't seen any clear-cut clarity, though, yet today. We had a quick spike on SMCI, gave it all back. We saw the S&P 500 so far. Get a quick little spike, give it all back. We saw NVDA so far. Give a quick little spike, give it all back. We do have that 10 o'clock pending home sales data. Now, Dek, is that going to affect anything? Sometimes we do see that have some sort of effect. Sometimes we do see that, lead towards the market getting a little bit of a pop and climb. So just be aware in the next minute and a half, we might see a little bit of action here. So S&P 500, SMCI, staying alert, guys. No trades for myself yet. Bouncing around. Is anyone finding anything that looks amazing right now? Please let me know, guys. So if you guys are seeing anything that looks absolutely incredible, please let me know. Happy to help you guys on out. And if I may add, it is an absolute joy working with you guys. Absolute joy being here with you guys. What are you guys playing today? AVTX, New England Trader letting us know. FedSo 13 letting us know. AVTX getting a little bit of movement. AVTX, this was the stock that this morning was the most active penny stock. Most active penny stock this morning, AVTX, as it did go from $4 all the way up to $20. We are getting a nice about $5 bounce play right now on AVTX. Stock did have good credible news, has room to run up towards around 23.50. 23.50 is the pre-market high. That's going to be your target. So you still have another $2 that you could be able to get out of AVTX today. Right now, AVTX, as I'm speaking about it, it is starting to get a little bit of that rip. So AVTX, as I'm speaking about it, watch this. Everyone's most likely going to sell right around 23.50 though. So 23.50 pre-market high. Think about this just as like the S&P 500 record high. People are going to be looking to sell right around these areas. People are going to be looking to take profits right around these areas. So again, AVTX 23.50 going to be strong resistance. It is 10 o'clock right now. We are seeing the S&P 500. Dek, we are getting this very nice bounce play. Dek, why are we getting a bounce play? As stated, we always have home sale data at 10 o'clock. So if you guys do not, everyone go to Google right now. Type in economic calendar over on Google. Click the first one, marketwatch.com economic calendar. Every single day, you will realize that you have some sort of news every morning. Sometimes it's at 8 o'clock, sometimes it's at 10 o'clock. But if we scroll on down towards right here, Thursday, March 28th, what do we have? 10 o'clock, pending home sales, 10 o'clock, consumer sentiment. So sometimes we do see very hard spikes and quick rips and runs right at 10 o'clock because we get news that comes out for the U.S. economy. How's home sales doing? How's the consumer sentiment doing? What's CPI data? What's the PPI data? So please make sure that you guys are all set. Little heads on up, AVTX testing that pre-market high right now. If I were you, and if you're in on calls, if you're in on shares, lock in 50%. Lock in 50%. If it keeps on going, you still got another 50%. But if it turns and dump, you are at least locking in something. So if you guys are in on AVTX, which is the #1 top gainer this morning, which we could see as well, did have the best press release. I'll wait until that loads on up. Did have the best press release this morning as well over on AVTX. These are all plays I definitely want to make sure every single trade is aware of. But you guys have to realize 50% gains, take them in. If we cannot get a breakout, you're going to see a big red candle back on down to $22. If you do get a breakout, you still have 50% to be able to keep on running. If you don't get the breakout, at least you got something already in the bank. So right here, traders, AVTX looking for a breakout. Look at the big volume bars that are moving in. Big volume bars right here. Big volume pushing. That's leading towards the break of resistance. Stop losses are getting out, and we're starting to squeeze our way back on up here. So we are getting some great momentum at this time over on AVTX, which is trying to get a little bit of a breakout for anyone that might be interested on that. Little heads on up, SMCI team. SMCI got a break, dump, came back up to the VWAP, starting to get weaker. I want to see the S&P 500 actually start turning now, though, and see if NVDA is going to start turning. NVDA has room to fall back on down towards that VWAP area. Also, NVDA is on a lower high pattern. So we can see weakness at this time. Room to fall back on down towards this VWAP area. Possible first trade for myself coming on up. As I am seeing, we have a top. We have a downtrend, room to fall down towards the VWAP. I would be interested on the same exact thing with SMCI, where we basically have a nice drop. We try to get above the VWAP, has room to fall back on down towards around the low of the day. So I am interested. I know right now, though, I still feel like I'm kind of forcing a little bit. I want to make a trade, but at the same time, I need a trade to basically set itself up for me. I want to make a trade. I don't want to basically force a trade. Remember, team, we got 6 hours to find one moment for one play if it's going to go up or down. When we think about it like that, we can make stock trading much more simple. Joystick Trader, how do you do a screenshot but only a specific thing? Like you don't actually take a screenshot of the whole screen. There's what I use snipping tool, so it's on PC, not on Mac. So I use snipping tool where basically I click new and then I can just drag and drop what I want. So it's like it's very easy. I'm kind of like a master of the snipping. Okay. So I'm a master snipper. SPY trying to get a little bit of a pop here, trying to work itself back on up. Still waiting for these plays here. Deck, you got good energy. Oli, dude, thank you. You got good energy and you're extremely good looking. So shout out to you. Thank you for the compliment. Right now, S&P 500. All set, ready to go here. Still watching this move, still watching this play. One time I went on a date with this girl who said the same thing. She said, "You have good energy." And I said, "Thank you very much." And then she went into her purse and pulled out like a rock, like a stone. And it was like, "Oh, this is my like North Atlantic Amazonian stone. It like represents, good energy. I knew you were going to have good energy because I picked up this stone this morning." And hey, I don't know anything about it, but I will say that was the last time I ever spoke to her. But I don't know anything about stones, and maybe I'm wrong. Okay? But that's I don't know. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more. But we were not compatible. $10.05. S&P 500 here. Watching to see if we're going to be able to get a break. Seeing if the S&P 500, guys, S&P 500 still turning a little bit here. Still watching SMCI to see how well this is going to be able to hold on up. And we also have NVDA right now testing this little downtrend. See how NVDA top right here, NVDA top right here, NVDA top right here. Want to see if this is going to start getting a little bit of that rejection. So SPY still trying to hold. I'm still watching NVDA to kind of figure out what SMCI might be doing next. Remember, guys, all we need is one great trade to be able to absolutely crush it. Little heads up, if you guys are watching over on YouTube, if you guys are watching over on TikTok, and you're saying, "Dang, this is the best live stream I've ever seen. One of the most handsome people I've ever seen on the internet. And on top of that, this guy knows his stuff on the stock market. Can it get any better?" Well, I'll tell you right now, it does get better. We are live every single day over on TRADECASTER.com. The #1 site in the world for stock market investments. You guys can be able to watch myself and all these other live streamers over on TradeCaster, where you guys can be able to join in their lobbies, watch, enjoy, chat, be able to learn. We also have a video library teaching you everything you need to know about stock trading, which I'm so fired up to have. And we have over 200 hours of lessons. Dive into the 2023 bootcamp, and you guys can get over here on a free 7-day pass. Now I'm going to say some bad news coming on up. We are getting rid of free 7-day passes, guys, after 2 weeks from now. In the next 2 weeks, April 12th is the last day for a free 7-day pass. So if you want to take advantage, not have to pay a single dollar over here on TradeCaster.com, get on over here, sign on up to a free 7-day pass, because we are getting rid of free 7-day passes. Make sure you guys come on over here, get a free 7-day pass now, so you guys can check out the entire platform for free. You don't have to pay a dollar. So click the link in my description, click a link in the bio, sign up to a free 7-day pass before they're gone, and be able to join us every single day over here on TradeCaster.com. So I cannot wait to work with you. I'm pumped. Guys, SMCI starting to get a little bit weaker here. SMCI, what's the, it seems like we hit the VWAP once, hit the VWAP twice. We're still getting a little bit of this downtrend. I do see the S&P 500 getting a little bit weaker here. Traders, I think that it's almost SMCI put time. SMCI put, watching to see if this thing is going to be able to fade and maybe start getting that, drop that I really would like. SMCI, I don't want to do March 28th. Unfortunately, that's just way too close for me. Seeing if this one is going to start fading and falling and start, kind of getting that reversal that I want to see. SMCI is starting to get a little bit of this baby drop at this moment. A little bit of this like baby drop, but I am getting ready for that possible trade. Notice how NVDA is getting weaker. SMCI right now, as I'm talking about it, is starting to get a little bit weaker. So we are seeing SMCI starting to get, a little bit more of that fade, a little bit more of that drop as I'm talking about it. We do just have such a big spread though right now, about $3 on the spread. S&P 500 team starting to try to stay alive. I do think we're going to form a little lower shadow and kind of get a little pop right back on up. Want to be careful on this. SPY's getting weaker. NVDA at this time is also almost getting weaker. And the SMCI at this moment is also just trying to stay alive the best that it possibly can at this moment, looking for some drops. We do have 1010 as the 13 EMA. So 1010 is trying to hold up as the support line. I am just ready to go in case, I do pull the trigger here and see if this thing is going to start fading on down. We can connect some dots, connecting some dots across the board, seeing how well this is going to be able to hold on up, see how well this is going to be able to spike. Right now, we just want to see if we're going to be able to consolidate. We've had very small move up so far. We've had very small move down so far. We really have not seen anything that has been, hey, I can't believe you missed out on this play yet. We've seen the SMCI go up and SMCI come down. We've seen the S&P 500 go up and the S&P 500 come down. We've seen NVDA go on up and NVDA get a little bit of a drop back on down. But nothing significant just yet. Joey B just made $3,500 doing a put trade on NVDA. Let's go, Joey. Shout out to you, Joey. Shout out to you, buddy. That was fantastic. That was awesome. Guys, NVDA getting weaker. NVDA, SMCI also getting slightly weaker at this point. Low of the day, 1003 at this time. So I would still like to be able to see this weakness in the SPY traders. SPY is still underneath that VWAP. Can we stay underneath this VWAP area? I don't want to form lower shadow, bounce right back above the VWAP. I don't want to see lower shadow, bounce right back above the VWAP. I don't want to see lower shadow, bounce right back above the VWAP. I want to be able to make a profit today. I want to have predictability on my profits. So right now, traders, we are all set, ready to go, watching and waiting here on every single move here. And man, it's an absolute blast being here with you guys. As always, day in and day out, an absolute blast being here. So it's the greatest part. I love seeing your shining faces. Love hearing all about your stories, your tales. Little side note as well today, since it is before a goodbye, a 3-day weekend, we are going to be having a virtual dinner party later on. We have Enrique, the personal chef, whipping up all members of TRADECASTER a virtual dinner. So please let us know what you would like. If that is the Mexican fiasco, if that is the Italian buffet, if that is going to be fine wine and cheeses, we are again going to be working him like a workhorse and making sure everyone has their virtual dinner tonight. It's a little goodbye 3-day weekend party, Right now, S&P 500 getting a little. There is a virtual vegan option as well. S&P 500 getting a little bit weaker. SMCI, I still think SMCI is going to get ready for a dump here pretty soon. Gino Deck, are you using leverage? If so, how much? I use leverage when I'm feeling very confident. If I ever have multiple losses, I use just cash only. So only use cash or only use leverage, like if you kind of got a lot of confidence, if you're finding something that really works. But if you find yourself losing 1, 2, 3 trades, go back to cash, and cash will definitely be extremely helpful. Keep your losses nice and tight. So SMCI still fading here, team. Good job if you guys are on puts. Guys, SPY starting to get a nice little drop right now. SPY finally getting a nice little drop. Definitely want to be able to jump in over on the SPY fade here. SMCI, again, I'll be honest with you. I'm just not 100% confident right now. I don't want to lie to you. I'm just not 100% confident, and I don't want you guys to be jumping in if I'm not 100% confident. If I'm not 100%, like I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, Deck, when you jump in, I jump in. If you're a bird, you're a bird, I'm a bird. You know, I get that. So the thing is, team, I only want to jump in with high confidence. If you guys are in on puts right now on SMCI, you guys are doing great. You know, it's already gone from 1,020 all the way on down here to 1,000. It seems like we're probably going to crack 1,000. If I'll be honest with you, I think we're going to keep going lower and lower and lower. I said that I think this Friday is going to be a sell-off day. I think that this Friday is going to be a lot of weakness. I do think that this Friday is going to be a big dumping day. I really do. But at the same time, I don't want us to buy in at the very lowest point and all of a sudden see in 2 minutes we bounce back on up. I kind of want to wait for a little bit more conviction. I want to wait for a little bit more confirmation. I want to wait for a little bit more of that just positivity. We're going to get our money-making trade today. Don't worry. We'll get our money-making trade. Right now, I always like to do it once just because it keeps me updated, keep you guys updated. If you guys saw yesterday, right now, my best investment of 2024 has been what? Hasn't actually been stocks. My best investment of 2024 has been crypto. So far, I've turned, in my crypto account, I've turned $15,000 into $50,000. So I've been able to make about $35,000 on my crypto account so far. These are my investments that I'm in. I am not in LEOX. I am not in on Landshare. I am in on RIO, I am in on MPL, Maple, I am in on TokenFi, and I am in on CFG and in Link. So I'm in on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays. As you can see, every single one of these plays have been dominating. I'm up 107%, I'm up 308%, I'm up 32%, I'm up 68%, I'm up 11%. So my best investment in 2024 so far has been crypto. So over the last 7 days, this week was huge for us. You know, huge for us being able to see 135% spikers, 100% spikers, 308% spikers. Everything's green. Guys, I've told you guys this a million times. Real world assets and tokenization. That is what I'm investing in. I'm investing in real world assets. I'm investing in tokenization. That is what I'm involved in for my cryptocurrencies. Dek, when you began trading, was the PDT rule in place? Of course. Yeah, you know, so I was when I don't know exactly the year that PDT rule started, but yes, I've always again had to face the PDT rule. Dek, MSTR, what are your thoughts on it? MSTR usually follows a lot of Bitcoin. So, you know, when Bitcoin drops, we usually see MSTR drop. I like this, though. I like how high MSTR is. And now seeing this, you know, very big drop right here. This is very solid. So MSTR getting very weak. A hit 2000s, has room to fall, I think, all the way back on down to like 1,775. I can imagine MSTR. Nice big red day here. I like MSTR. A little bull flag setup right here. I don't want to do March 28th. I just want to see this. I like this. I like the MSTR drop. Thank you for putting that on my radar. $2,000. Very nice top target right there. Room to be able to consistently fade and fall, consistently drop. So guys, if you guys take a look, MSTR is actually still hitting some new lows. And MSTR, after hitting $2,000 as the tippity top right there, we are starting to see some nice pullbacks and some nice fades. I could imagine MSTR being a nice slow and steady fader really throughout this entire day. So I really do like how MSTR is getting a nice big pullback at this moment and still just consistently dropping, consistently fading. 1,850. So look at MSTR, guys. MSTR, it just has so much, you know, negative momentum. I hate kind of doing shorts right at the bottom, but this whole entire market seems like it is starting to kind of turn a little bit. I want to see Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin's price right here? Bitcoin right here, 70,000. Now Bitcoin's still holding on up. MSTR is just having a nice pullback, you know, maybe on this Friday as things are starting to get weaker. I'm actually very interested in getting involved over on an MSTR possible trade. Dek, guys, look at MSTR right now, still dumping. I mean, MSTR, guys, getting weaker and weaker and weaker. It's going to go all the way down towards at least like 1,000, you know, 1,700, it seems like. So we are still seeing this play get weaker. The contracts, though, definitely cost a lot of money, unfortunately. Take a look. MSTR still fading, still dropping, still getting weaker here. What's SMCI doing? Little heads on up. SMCI barely holding on to a 1,000 at this moment. Barely holding on to 1,000. What is NVDA doing at this time? NVDA at this moment barely holding on as well right towards that VWAP. So MSTR getting very weak. Wealth Builder, how hard is it taking just one trade a day and overcoming the challenge of stop losses when you first start with a 2K account? Very tough. And you have to realize when you take one trade a day, you make it count. And if it doesn't count, you just paper trade. Paper trade and build up that confidence. When that one trade is able to be available to trade again, you pull the trigger and you get after it. And then after you make that trade, you paper trade and paper trade. And then when that trade becomes available again, you pull the trigger and you get after it. So the thing is, when those one trades come and those availability comes and you're allowed to be able to pull the trigger and be able to make things happen, make them count. But after you trade, say, hey, you know what? That's a trade. I got to wait another day, another 2 days, whatever it may be, and then you can trade again. But, it just comes down to that mental mindset of, okay, let me make this trade count. Let me pull the trigger. But then after that, let me keep practicing. Let me keep paper trading. Let me keep growing. But, especially if you're underneath the PDT rule, you're trying to use, you're trying to be able to, figure this out. You got to just be able to say, all right, hey, that's a process that everyone goes through. It's a process that everyone does. I still think we have so much short potential here today, guys. So much short potential. Have not pulled the trigger yet today. Just a little heads on up, guys. Have not pulled the trigger yet today. Over on TikTok, ADOG BTW says, how do you get the free 7-day pass on TradeCaster? Just go over to TradeCaster.com, sign on up. You'll automatically get a free 7-day pass. You will not be charged anything until, again, the 7th day, which you can cancel within the trial if you are not 100% satisfied. So just a little heads up for you right there. We do have MSTR, a little bit of a downtrend. S&P 500 still getting weaker. Guys, S&P 500 still getting weaker. SMCI, I still like this play, as you guys know a lot. We got SMCI still getting that weakness. I want to see this thing crack and break and get that, drop. 3 contracts. Put a strike price, down even lower. Strike price on down towards, 975 or so. And then you can, give it some time to be able to fade and, drop even weaker and weaker and weaker. Guys, I'm going to pull the trigger and get involved on my first trade here. I'm going to pull the trigger, get involved in my first trade, and see if we can crack 1,000. So I'm going to give it a chance here. 3 contracts, costing me $8,600. And I want to see if we're going to be able to crack 1,000 if the S&P 500 is going to be able to get that weakness. So I'm going to give it a chance. Give it a chance here. See if we are going to be able to crack. If we keep bouncing, I will just get out. So I am just going to get out if we can't break 1,000. The little heads on up. This will not be a long trade if I cannot break 1,000. Okay? NVDA. I want to also see if this one's going to be able to turn and start firing towards the downside here. So right now, traders, my contract is 3 contracts, April 5th, 975 puts, looking to see if we can crack underneath 1,000 over on SMCI and basically drop on down towards that 975-ish mark, seeing if we can, get that main weakness and start, actually fading. So I want to crack 1,000, and I also want to be watching the S&P 500. NVDA starting to crack underneath its VWAP. Beautiful. S&P 500 cracking underneath 523. Beautiful. Now we got to see SMCI be able to crack 1,000, fall underneath 1,000. So once we can crack 1,000, start falling underneath 1,000, these contracts should be able to pick up a lot more in value, but 1,000's not going to be easy to break. If the S&P 500 can stay underneath 523, that's a great start. If NVDA can keep getting rejected at the VWAP, that's a great start. If SMCI can crack $1,000, that's what we're looking for to kind of build in that momentum and basically like kill off the floorboard. Right now we have floor. Everyone's jumping on the floorboard. If that floorboard dies off, that's where I think we can get that sell-off that we're all looking for. So you see how the SPY is still holding that 523 mark. We can see how SMCI is still bouncing off 1,000. I'm going to put the bottom level 2 here of SMCI so you can also watch that. Guys, there we go. Nice little dump. 997. Guys, there we go. Let's see if this thing can sell on off here. I want to see a sell-off now. I want to see this pick up in volume and really start dumping, still start getting this weakness. See if we can get up, $1,000, $2,000 on the day. So we got a little bit of this, drop here. I want to see this go all the way down towards, the 980s if we can get it. Keep going lower and lower and lower. Basically hit some new lows and start getting a nice little sell-off on this, final day, final trading session of the week. So we're up $330 right now. $330. I want to give it a little bit of time. I know SMCI can be able to dump big when it wants to dump big. So I want to give us a little bit of time to see if SMCI is going to dump big. I am watching, though, the S&P 500. I don't want the S&P 500 to start bouncing right back on up. And I also don't want NVDA to start bouncing on up. So I am watching, SMCI for new lows. I don't want to all of a sudden the market start bouncing back up and then SMCI to bounce up with it. I want SMCI to be able to fade and fall and drop with the markets fading, falling, and dropping. So the S&P 500 trying to hold 523. We want to crack back underneath 523. We see SMCI right now. SMCI, we want to see this one fade all the way down towards sub 995 now. We also want to see NVDA at this moment crack on down towards 900. So we want to see NVDA get the sell-off. We want to see SMCI get the sell-off. We want to see SPY get the sell-off. And if SMCI, it starts bouncing, we might just lock in profits and just say, hey, you know what? We're giving these stocks a chance. But at the same time, we don't want to go into the red. So right now, I got to see SPY stay underneath this. I want to see SMCI stay underneath 1,000. See NVDA start cracking. Nope, NVDA still has a little bit of that dip buy and bounce play, as you guys can see. So we still have these little dip buys, these little bounce play opportunities. I'm happy, again, giving these stocks a chance. We did just hit a new low of the day. So my process of reading these charts is correct. My process of reading these charts is right on right now. It just comes on down to, can we actually get a sell-off today? Can we get a sell-off today? Can we get a drop today? Can we get weakness today? Can we be able to fade today? Right? That's what we're looking for. If we can't get it, we can't get it. We're doing all we possibly can. But we did just hit a new low of the day right there. SPY, giving us some time, see if we're going to be able to fade and drop. Guys, SPY still holding 523. So guys, SPY bouncing back on up towards the VWAP area. VWAP is going to be strong resistance. NVDA also coming back up towards the VWAP area. So traders, this might be a play that I'm just going to say, Dek, keep it as small as you possibly can. Don't put yourself in a bad position if we start breaking some highs. So Dek, what would be a bad position? If NVDA starts going above 906, that's not what we want to see. If we start seeing the S&P 500 start going back above 523.25, that's not what we want to see. SMCI, remember, we were looking for a bounce off 1,000. Guess what? We start flying all the way back on up here. We don't want to see it. So we want to, try to keep things as tight as we can, as small as we can. I'm going to give it a little bit of time, but I'm not going to also force on a day like today and all of a sudden be down $4,000 for no reason. But I'm willing to give it a little bit of time. But remember, I always want to keep my losses way smaller than my wins. My wins, $1,600. My wins, $2,200. My losses, $500. My loss, $400. My loss, $300. My loss, $200. Right? That's what I want to see. I want to keep my losses small. I want my bigs to be 1,000 plus. I want my losses to be underneath 1,000. My bigs to be over 1,000. NVDA here. Guys, NVDA, watching to see if we can fall back underneath the VWAP. See if we can crack back underneath that VWAP area. Also, a little sign out, guys, AVTX. AVTX, watch this play. Notice we do have our pre-market high. We fell on down. We popped the pre-market high for a second. Then we fell back on down. Then we broke the pre-market high. Then we fell back on down. We're back underneath the pre-market high. This pre-market high obviously is going to be holding up as a strong resistance line. As long as we're underneath the strong resistance line of the pre-market high, that is definitely going to be leading a little bit more bearishness. You can also see, of course, how we do have a head and shoulders pattern. We have we have shoulder, we have head, and now we're starting to form that other shoulder that's starting to develop at this moment. Can everyone understand, Dek, why did you jump in on this play? Underneath the VWAP, stock market, getting that crack underneath that 523 mark. Watching to see SMCI hit some brand new lows, also underneath its VWAP area. NVDA underneath its VWAP, or was underneath its VWAP, still building a little bit of these, lower high setups, watching for that little crack and watching for that little bit of that fade. So, why did I jump in over on NVDA? Or why did I jump in over on SMCI? Downtrend, cracking VWAPs, market fell underneath 523, SMCI hit a new low of the day, looking for that extension on down towards new lows. That was basically, the idea of this play. Right now, though, I am seeing things start moving its way back on up. I'm getting out of my play right now, team. I'm going to get out of my play, take and accept my loss, because it's not doing what I want to. At some point, usually about 5 minutes in, if the play is not doing what I want, then I usually just get out and accept the loss that I have. Now, the reason why I do that is because at some point, your trade, your game plan, gets eliminated and you start looking at gambling now. How many people, let me ask you guys this. How many people have ever jumped into a stock and said, okay, my game plan is for it to crack $1,000 and get the sell off. And then it doesn't crack 1,000. And you say, okay, you're going against your game plan. Get out now. And you say, no. I'm going to keep holding. Well, this is not your game plan. Your game plan wasn't to bounce off 1,000 and keep holding and holding and hoping and hoping. That's not your game plan. My game plan, guys, was SMCI got rejected. SMCI is a stock that could easily dump underneath the 13 EMA. SMCI underneath 1,000 could dump $30, $40, $50. My game plan was VWAP rejection, 13 EMA rejection, sell off. Guess what? We came on down, cracked 1,000, bounced back up above 1,000. Market's moving on up. NVDA is starting to move itself on up. That's not my game plan. My game plan is not to now hold and hope and now something miraculous happens. Traders, what has been the number one thing I've been stressing? Make sure every loss you take is smaller than every win you take. I want to have every loss for me. This is for me, under $1,000. $400, $200, $600, $300. I want to have every loss underneath $1,000 because my average win is over $1,000. When I win, I make over $1,000. When I lose, I make underneath when I lose less than $1,000. Can you see now how I'm able to do this consistently every day? Can you see now, okay, this is how Dek makes a living. Okay, can you see now how I'm able to consistently make profits? Yeah, he said that he didn't like the play, he got out of it. Boom, easy as that. So you have to recognize what works and what doesn't, and also recognize when your game plan is now starting to go a little haywire and you feel like now you're just holding and hoping and gambling. So I went after a play, didn't do what I wanted to, moved on from it. Easy. Boom, guys. Now I wait for a better play if there's going to be one. And then when that happens, I jump in and I do the same exact thing. So I want to be able to present, right? I want to be able to be an example of what to do. So awesome job. Absolutely fired on up. And we'll see what we get on NVDA. Now look at this, guys. You know, again, I never want this to happen, but you know what also makes me very proud is when I take a very small loss as I did, and then I see the stock keep on spiking. And I say, man, if I kept on holding, I would have been down now $2,000. If I kept on holding, I would have been down now $3,000. If I kept on holding, I would have been down how many, you know, it's a very satisfying feeling when even though you take a small loss, you say, man, if I kept on holding, I would have been down so much more. So it's great to be able to recognize that even again, when you have a bad play, it's still again great. I think about it as like a quarterback. Quarterback, guys, there's two different options a quarterback can do. Let's say you say hike. You get the ball. You see your wide receivers doing their routes. There is no man open. You have two options, right? Number one, you throw it out of bounds. It's third down. You throw it out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Or the other option is you just chuck it up in the air and you hope that maybe one of your wide receivers get it. Guys, different things can happen. Number one, your wide receiver catches it. The trade works out in your favor. It randomly works. It's great. Or there's an interception, right? Interception, you threw it into coverage. What are you doing? You look awful. You're just randomly hurting your stats. Same exact thing with stock trading. Stock trading, guess what I just did right there? I basically, again, hiked the ball, third down, saw that no man was open. I threw it out of bounds. I said, hey, you know what? Let's take our medicine. Let's punt him. Let's, put it down on the 1 yard line for them. Let's get the ball back in the future, right? So that's the type of person, that's the type of trader that you need to be, a smart trader. Oh, no, not Ducky. Ducky, you must not know me. Ducky, you must not know who I must be. Back in, again, my home country, I was the #1 quarterback in the world. I would never, ever, ever throw it out of bounds. If anything, I'm going to lower my shoulder and make a run for it. Okay, so if anything, I'm going to be running for that ball. You might be a type of person that's going to sacrifice the first down, but not me. I'm going to go run for it. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone over in the chat room that's saying, again, it's an analogy. Okay, so again, with the analogy that I just said, you can wrap it on up and stick it up. That's how you sound. Dek, I'm over in Europe. I don't understand that analogy. So for all my European people that say I don't know what football is, we have soccer, that one. Hey, just figure it out. Just figure it out today. Woosa, 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 woosa. Oh. Okay. Stay calm. Stay calm. Guys, SMCI. Look at SMCI all the way back on up. SMCI here. And hey, don't worry, guys. I love the Europeans. Okay? Such a crazy statement to say. Oh, you're European? I love you. I love them all. Love every single one of them. SMCI, still trying to get a little bit of a move on up here. Happy I got out. Where did I get out? On this little red candle right here at 1,005. Good thing I'm not holding. Traders, I'm going to give this market maybe 25 more minutes to be able to make some sort of play here. I want to, I want to be able to make money. I want to be able to get involved, but we aren't having any sort of movement. Let me ask you guys a question here. When I take a look over on the SPY and I see it go down, slightly up, slightly down, slightly up, slightly down, slightly up, and we are literally exactly where we started, is there any money to be made? We can't make money when we go back to exactly where we started. If we take a look over on SMCI and we are sitting exactly where we opened up at, there's not much opportunity for us to be able to make money. So we do need to understand market conditions as well. We do need to be able to say what works, what doesn't work, and of course go from there. Traders, I'm going to announce a few things that I already talked about earlier, but I want to make sure that you guys are all good, ready to go. In 2 weeks from now, I will again meet you guys out in New York City for every single trader. Literally every single person is invited. So if you guys are in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, anywhere, and you guys want to be able to come on out, we are going to be all meeting at the 235th Rooftop Bar and Lounge. 5 p.m., 7 p.m., I will be there. So guys, this is basically just a fun, free way that everyone can come, meet each other, network. There's no charge. I'm not selling tickets, none of that garbage, guys. Come on up, be able to, again, talk to me, talk to some other traders in the chat room, talk to everyone that, comes on up and, be able to meet other traders and be able to have fun. So I just want to be able to set this on up. It is Friday, April 12th. 235th Rooftop Bar and Lounge, 100% free. Come on up. I'll be in like the back corner where we'll just kind of get our own little group. You guys can get some drinks, have some food, whatever you guys would like, and you guys will be all set. Just a fun little free pop-up that we'll be able to have for everyone to be able to network and be able to meet some each other. All right? So I will be there. Make sure you guys come on through if you guys are interested, and that's in 2 weeks from now. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I already know right now at least like 25 to 30 people are going. But, I threw it on my Twitter. I threw it on my stock Twits. I'm going to throw it on my Instagram. So really, it could be anywhere between 20 people that are going to show up to 10,000 people that are going to show up. I really have no idea. All right. So if 10,000 people show up, 10,000 people show up. If 20 people show up, 20 people show on up. But I'm inviting everyone from TikTok to YouTube to Twitter to Instagram. Anyone that can be able to make it on out, wants to hang out for a few hours and talk stocks, I'm right there for you. Tell me, what happened to the meet in Miami? Unfortunately, the day we were going to do it, it started raining. And then the following day, unfortunately, I was just too busy with everything that I had going on. So I wasn't able to kind of plan it out the way I like to. This one, in New York, I have time to plan it on out. We have 2 weeks in advance. People can get there. Things along that area. And also, again, over on YouTube and TikTok, if you guys want to be able to watch this live stream, trade with me every day, trade with, again, 15 other live streamers, and have access to our video library, click the link in my description, click the link in my bio, get on over here, TRADECASTER.com, free 7-day pass. Free 7-day passes are ending in 2 weeks. So take advantage of it. Get on over here so you guys never miss a beat. Non-lemon trader says, that great discipline. Do you have any extent considering red/green buy/sell volume when making buy and sell decisions? I'm more looking at the chart. I more play trend line. So it's like, am I watching a volume thing or a candle thing? I do watch upper shadows and lower shadows. So for instance, when I see an upper shadow, it usually indicates a reversal's coming on up. Just like we have an upper shadow right here, usually indicates that a reversal's coming on up. But as in like volume, I'm not really watching too much volume. I'm more watching trends. I'm watching support, resistance, uptrends, downtrends, and I will look at the occasional upper or lower shadow to give me a good idea of which, way this market may be heading towards next. PO Deck, you've come a long way in cutting your losses nice and quick. Hey, thank you. Yeah, something I definitely want to, be able to work on. Let my gains run big and let my losses stay small. So yes, there has been times before that I have not, stuck to those rules. And there's been times before that I've been down huge. And there's been times before that I've won massive amounts of money. But the thing is, I want to be a better trader. I want to be a more consistent trader. I want to say to myself, hey, let me lock in profits when I have them. Let's keep these, losses nice and tight and small. So, I mean, traders, you guys have probably seen, some of my biggest and most wild trades out there in the world. My most wild trade, I will show you guys right now. You guys want to see my most wild trade of all time? It is right here. Here is my most wild trade of all time. This was back in 2021. This was in 2021. It was the wildest trade I've ever done. This is real money. This is real money, guys. I have it verified on Lightspeed, everything. I was doing a 9,000 share short. I was shorting 9,000 shares on a stock at what price? At $26. So, if you want to think about how much money I'm already putting in on this play, I'm putting in about, $250,000 on this play. I'm putting in $250,000 on this play. And watch what happens as I'm shorting this play. I am in the red big. This means every dollar that it moves, I either win or lose $9,000. Right now, I know that might be a little hard to see, but I'm actually currently down on this position right here. I'm currently down on this position, $87,000. So I'm just gonna play this out. You guys can listen to it and watch this. So again, enjoy this trade on what I did. I was down $87,000. The stock goes on a big spike. I keep on holding. It gets halted. It comes crashing on down, and I make back $100,000 in about 2 minutes. Watch this, guys. 2021, craziest trade of my life. Never want to do it again.
Right here. Gap up, we are live. Gap up and live. Let's see if it's going to fall. We still are moving on up still. Still moving on up. Stock can still get halted. Stock is still moving on up. And we are still moving and we're still climbing.
Down 100,000.
My goodness, guys.
Down $100,000.
Guys, don't look at me. I'm embarrassed. Team. Oh, we're still alive. Oh, it came back to life. Oh, it came back to life.
Starting to
grow. It came back to life with a dump. I have 9,000 shares on the short. We are live. We're live. Open up randomly. We are live. We are live right now. We are live with a gap down. We are live with a gap down. I'm currently again moving down. I'm down $4,000. Now again, I'm working my way back down to the green. I'm starting to get back green on the day. Let's see if we can get halted again on the downside. Can we get halted again on the downside? I'm currently in on this play right now. I'm still watching it. It could get a few bounces, but honestly, team, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look. Guys, I'm walking away. I don't even want to look. I'll come back in 10 minutes.
Up $16,000 now.
On NURO, we start taking some profits. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. NURO, NURO. Lock out, lock out, lock out, lock out, lock out. NURO holding a little bit to see if it keeps on crashing. NURO, lock out. NURO, 2,000 shares left. Holding the last little bit right here. Holding last little bit right here. Lock out, lock out. Ah! 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 This is my digital world. My world. Don't you dare come in here. This is my digital stock market. This is my world. We're live. Watch the gap up. We are.
Let's never do that again. Let's not do that again. That was the most terrifying moment of my life. I was down $120,000, 9,000 shares. Every dollar that it moves is a $9,000 win or loss. and the stock spiked on up $11 on me, $12 to $13 on me, crashed $12 to $13, got myself back in the green, dumped another $3 to $4, made $19,000 on the day. So that was a scary time, guys. I'll be honest, I've definitely toned it down a bit, because the thing is, after those type of trades, I've realized that I can't manage those swings. If that stock started going up a little higher, and I got lucky on that play. On that play specifically, what am I supposed to do, guys? If it goes up to 120, 150, 200,000, and then my account's gone. And then my account's liquidated. If it went up another $4 or $5, my account is getting liquidated and I lose everything. And the thing is, instead, I made it all back plus in the profits. But I know if I kept on that same route, if I kept on that same plan, if I kept on that same idea, I would have eventually lost it all, most likely. So I had to make a change. And, I definitely don't go as crazy. Just because it's too nuts, guys. Like, that's real money I'm trading with. If I was doing paper trades, then I could do that every single day. But I trade with real money. So right now, traders, we're still watching this play, still waiting on this. SMCI giving us a little bit more time. See if this will be able to get any sort of dump. I mean, come on, market. Give us something better. NVDA still watching this play. NVDA still trying to get a little bit of that bounce off that 13 EMA mark. So we do have NVDA still trying to get a little bit of that bounce off that 13 EMA mark. SMCI coming right back on up, still trying to get a little bit of a bounce off this area as well. I do want to open up the floor to any sort of questions, comments, or concerns, right? Does anyone have any sort of questions, comments, or concerns? It is Thursday. It's the final trading session of the week. Do want to open up the floor here. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that I can help you with at this time? King, I've had some wild trades on AMC and GameStop. Absolutely. People have gone crazy on GameStop and AMC. I've had some wild trades on Tesla back in 2019, 2020 when Tesla was going crazy. That was a wild time for me as well. Wealth Builder, how do you decide to size on a trade? If you're 100% confident, would you go all in, or would you, so the thing is, how do you know your size on a trade? Very simple. Yes, it comes down to number one, how big's your account? If your account is underneath $5,000, you most likely are going all in on every trade. Now, with that being stated, that does not mean you lose your entire account when you jump in on a trade. Some people get shocked by that. Oh, I only have $3,000. Okay, you put in $3,000 on the entire trade. They say, no way, that's not what I want to do. Guys, it's not you put in $3,000 and it's either you win it all or you lose it all. If you're down $200, you got to get out. But the thing is, the more money that you have, the more money you can make. So what are you going to say? Oh, I'm going to do $500. Okay, a great return on a trade is 10%. That means if you do a $500 and you get a 10% return, this means you're making $50 on a good trade. Now, sure, other trades with options and things along those lines, you could be able to make much more. But I'm just using that as an example. If you have a $2,000 account, we want to try to have you make $200 on a trade, $250, $500 on a trade, get a 25% return. But if you're like, oh, Dek, I have, $1,000, you got to be able to put in that $1,000 to buy enough shares, to buy enough contracts to actually see a profit. If you have $100,000, then maybe again, you maybe want to put $20,000 in, maybe $50,000, maybe $100,000 in, but you have more options. Small accounts, you're really putting in everything at all times so that you can be able to grow it. But remember, you should only be trading if you have experience, if you have education, if you know what you're doing. So many people use this argument. No, Dek, you don't want to be putting a small account in on an entire trade. These traders are new. They don't know what they're doing. Then they shouldn't be trading real money, right? They shouldn't be trading real money whatsoever. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. What do I buy? Don't be trading real money. Paper trade, study, watch lessons, learn, take notes, be able to, again, grow emotions, tolerance, all that good. Then trade real money, right? It's like we got to be able to train before we go out there. Imagine if you were a Navy SEAL, okay? I want to be a Navy SEAL. Navy SEALs do like 2 years of training before they even go out there. They don't say, okay, hey, I want to be a Navy SEAL. Hey, okay, we're going to go take out this really bad guy. We don't show up in this little, hut and say, time out, time out. How do you turn off the safety on this thing? How do I turn off the safety, everyone? Time out, time out, time out. Yeah, you wait there, I was looking for you. How do I turn off the safety? I keep pulling the trigger, it won't work. If you don't know what you're doing, that's your fault. You got to be able to take the time to be able to put in the necessary hours of training. The training is so important to be able to break on down so that you're all set, ready to go. Shorted out, Deck, any thoughts on Trade Zero? I personally do not use Trade Zero. I personally use Lightspeed. I know a lot of people use Trade Zero. I don't have anything against them. I don't have anything for them. It's kind of like, it's just there. So I don't have anything against Trade Zero. I don't have anything for Trade Zero. I personally use Lightspeed. Offset, is there swing trading videos, swing trading in the video library? Let me again double check here to see what we have for swing trading over there. Yeah, I would definitely go check this out. Head on over to the video library. So click videos, scroll on down, go to Dekmar Trade Strategies. We do have a lesson right here in the Dekmar Trade Strategies that have to do with swing trading. When it comes to swing trading, the number one thing I'd want you to learning is the 13 EMA. So not only watch the swing trading lesson here, but also go to the 2023 bootcamp or even the new bootcamp that I came out with yesterday and watch the indicator lesson. 13 EMA is going to teach you everything you need to know with swing trades. Going to be very important. AK-47 all day commentary in over on your lobby with, again, the Porsche. Yes, sir. So I'm going to be jumping off soon. Absolutely. Wealth Builder, Deck, did we still have that swing trading lesson today? Wealth Builder, I forgot that today is kind of like the last end of the week. I have it all set, ready to go. But I want to be able to give this lesson kind of when we have maximum viewers and maximum people back in chat. I have the swing trading lesson all set, ready to go. I put it together last night. But since, we're starting to lose some people as we are getting ready for the holiday, I do want to just save it for Monday. Trust me, I got you. It's done. It's ready. We're going to be doing a brand new swing trading lesson starting up on Monday. So that's going to be our next lesson. I promise you. But I want to do it, during a full day session, not when we basically have this holiday weekend coming on up. But we will be getting that. Jonathan, does multiple touches toward either support or resistance make it possible to crack like DJT at 64? Let me take a look at it. So yes, so this is the best way to think about it. Okay, so I'm just going to put in right here around $66. So the question is, if we touch an area more, does that make it have a better probability of cracking? Best way to think about this right now. All right, make it very easy. Let's imagine that it is wintertime, all right? It is wintertime, and you are standing on this lake, and this lake is frozen, okay? We have a frozen lake, and you are right here, and you say to yourself, man, this lake is frozen. I wonder how frozen it is, though. But so you jump up in the air, and you land. And right when you land, guess what happens? The ice starts slightly cracking. Then you say, it's still, again, pretty strong. So you jump up in the air again, and then you land. And then the ice starts cracking a little bit more. And then guess what happens? You jump up in the air again. And eventually, the whole entire ice starts falling apart. And then you sink into the water. And now you're underwater in freezing cold water. Because you kept bouncing on it and bouncing on it and bouncing on it, which eventually broke it. Same exact thing with stock trading. We bounce off 66, bounce off 66, bounce off 66. And eventually we broke it. And now we're down to 64. So yes, the more you bounce or the more you touch a certain area, the more resistance you are going to be having. What platform do you use? I use Lightspeed. And then for my scanners, I use Trade Ideas for my scanners. And then I do have the new scanner, which is still not out to the public yet, but that is Fox Runner for my new scanner here, which I just turned on, so it's going to take a second to load on up, where it gives me all of the hottest news every single day. As you guys know, we've been using this, which has just been absolutely fantastic, crushing it, giving us all the hottest press releases, all the hottest filings, all the hottest whatever we want to see every single day. The hot keywords here, 3-star words, 2-star words, keywords. So basically we can filter it out by rating, giving us all of the hottest press releases every single day with keywords and why. So basically, you know, maintains positive keyword. I put an emoji right here. You know, I'm placing emojis whenever I see the word positive in yellow. So it's basically our mind is, we can either remember an emoji, our mind can remember a color, our mind can remember a keyword, partnership. So it's basically, you know, the whole entire thing is just basically showing us the best press releases with the best keywords, with the best opportunities for profits. So, you know, that is something that is absolutely great that I've been using day in and day out. That'll become available to the public in like the next, I want to say like 2 to 3 weeks. TradeCaster members are going to be getting that for free. But also traders, as I said, if you guys want to have the same trade ideas I have, Trade Ideas is the scanners so that you guys can go ahead, check those on out. William, so with an account around 90K, risk 75K on a quick scalp, risk is the wrong word. If you're saying, Dek, I have $90,000. I want to put 75K in. You know, am I risking 75K? No, you're investing 75K. Your risk is what you're willing to lose. So if you put in 90K or if you put in 75K, risk $1,000. That's your stop loss. 75K is basically able to get you onto the game. So the way I think about it, does anyone here play poker? Sometimes, you know, there's going to be big poker games. Poker games, guys, little side note, DJT is starting to fall a little bit. There are some big poker games out there where you cannot sit down with $200. Just to sit at the table, you might need $20,000. Doesn't mean you need to lose all $20,000. You could sit there and you just play the blinds. You just, again, put money in every now and then. You just play whenever you have a good hand. But just to sit at the table, you need $20,000. Sometimes same exact thing with stock trading. At stock trading, for us to make a lot of money, we need to be able to have a lot of money. Just to be able to have the opportunity, we need to have the money just to sit at the table, just to be able to get involved in a stock. Doesn't mean we need to lose our entire account. Doesn't mean we need to make hundreds of millions of dollars. If we want to pull the trigger, if we want to play the cards, we can play the cards. If we don't want to play the cards, we don't have to play the cards. So, want to make sure that you guys are all good there. You know, just understand that you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but a lot of times you need the money just to kind of get involved sometimes. But remember, you can build up that, right? Grow, get to that level, build up that level. How's MSTR doing? MSTR still getting a little bit of this fade, gone up towards around 1900, starting to fade itself all the way back on down, baby. I like it. I like it. So we got MSTR still getting a nice little crack here. And team, I think I'm almost pretty good on, you know, basically where I'm saying, you know, we could be able to fade on down to and start dropping and try to stay as, you know, as weak as we can. Traders, last little bit. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you guys need? I think we're coming on down to the last little bit here. So traders, hey, I just want to say for everyone, thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on this Thursday, on this week. It is a holiday weekend. I will not see you guys later. I will not see you guys tomorrow. I will not see you guys Saturday or Sunday. So you guys have a 3-day weekend coming on up. It is going to be awesome. You guys deserve this 3-day weekend. And as you guys know, we will be back next week ready to fire and ready to get off. You know, so last week I was down in Miami, but I still brought all my stuff. I was live streaming every single day. This week, of course, live streaming every single day. I want to be the best mentor I can be. I don't want to be a person that just sells you guys and say, oh, come here and watch me. And I don't provide value. I want to provide value every single second. I want to provide value every single moment where you guys are saying, man, I'm leaving this stream really becoming a better trader, understanding what's going on, becoming and reaching my more goal of reaching that profitable level. That's what I want for you guys. So I'm fired up. I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. And I will see each and every single one of you guys back here bright and early on Money Monday. I'm wishing everyone a wonderful, wonderful 3-day weekend. And on top of that, guys, happy Easter. Absolutely amazing. Remember the reason for the holiday. He has risen, baby. I love you. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys back here on Money Monday. Let's do it, traders. You guys know it. In 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! Enjoy all the traders over on TRADECASTER.com. Enjoy your Easter. Have some time with family and friends. And I'll see you guys back here on Money Monday. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Let's keep this party going and sign on up over to TRADECASTER.com. I'll see you then.
Pains me to see. So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, it's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness. Guys. Welcome to the stock market.
She looks good in the morning, and she don't even know it. I don't want you to go yet. Can we stay in the moment? Don't look in the mirror, look into my eyes. When you see your reflection